What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Isrock's Movie Reviews. Today we're going to be discussing one of my favorite films of all time, John Q, starring none other than the best actor, one of the best actors in the world, Denzel Washington. Now, this movie I saw when I was younger, and it didn't transcend me until I got a little older, and I realized certain things after I had children. This movie should be world-renowned, Great movie, has its flaws, but at the end of the day, the meaning behind the movie means and will always mean something here, especially in the United States. Well, healthcare, let's be honest, it sucks. We're not Canada. We're not London. We're not, places in Toronto where the healthcare system is something that you look forward to receiving if you're a citizen of those particular countries. But let's get into it. This movie basically takes place in Chicago, and Denzel Washington is a father of a, I think, 9-10-year-old little boy. And he and his wife are struggling financially, right? Aren't we all? If you live here, especially here in New York, sometimes we live pay to check to check. Sometimes we live barely, right? Just above water. And their son collapses at a baseball game that he plays. He hits a single, tries to stretch it out for a double, and while running to second base, he collapses. They take him to the hospital. Once they get to the hospital, they announce that his son needs a heart transplant. The president of the hospital and the actual doctor go to the parents and let them know, although your son needs a heart transplant, his HMO isn't going to cover, not even the minimum. And the funny thing is, the minimum was about $250,000. They can't help, no matter how hard they try. In desperation, John goes back to the hospital, armed, and takes over the emergency room. Eventually, negotiation occurs, and the movie basically starts from there. I don't want to get into spoiler territory because I want you to go see this movie. It's an over-the-edge melodrama. The problem is that everything is pushed to the edge in this movie. It's not necessarily a problem, but it's very emotional. It hits home. You see Denzel crying in this movie. You see one of his iconic shots in this movie. He dives right into this movie. I appreciate the message, but sometimes it gets lost in the montage of frustration in this movie, because, sad to say, but sometimes you gotta do negative things to get positive results. As a father of 3, if that was one of my childs, I would do the same thing, honestly. If I know that I'm not gonna be helped financially, which in this movie he tries to raise money, tries to do everything before he takes matters into his own hands. And I feel like in this movie they misrepresented certain things, but I'm not gonna move there. This movie stars not only Denzel, but it stars Kimberly, Elise. It stars Robert Duvall, and Heche, Ray Liotta, James Woods. So the acting is top notch. The caliber of the acting in this movie, it takes you on a journey. Positive, negative, you're excited, you end up crying, you end up laughing at certain moments. But the question is, do you come out truly happy after this movie? Is it a triumphant ending, or is it a disappointing one? Me personally, I give this movie 5 out of 5. I think this movie was very accurate. And when, you know, economically you're struggling as a family, you know, there's no telling what you'll do to save the loved one, right? I want you to take that in mind when you see this movie, all right? Thank you for stopping by. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Please notify and share. And don't forget, give me a comment. Let me know what you thought about the movie if you do see it, all right? To the next one. Peace.